Yo, Scotty V in the house. How's everybody doing? Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. I hope it's a joyous occasion for anybody watching. Yesterday, Christmas Eve, I just had a great day. It was an awesome day. And it was because I have two daughters, Nicole and then Katie. One's 15, one's 17. And we were sitting around, didn't have anything to do, and we were like thinking about what we could do for some fun. So it came up like, why don't we have a photo contest, which we did when they were really little, like little point and shoots or whatever. We just have a blast shooting anything. So I was like, great idea, let's do it, let's get after it. And we went to the park, and I gave a list of things that we should shoot, whether it was portrait, automobile, nature, animal, just like just a checklist of stuff that we had to shoot. And we all had our own camera, one Nikon, I forget which one, like a very low-end Nikon from probably 10 years old. And then this was my daughter Katie had. This is the Canon R50v. Great little camera. Really, really cool camera. And I had a 1535 on it. Then I shot my C50. Major advantage, of course it is. And it was stripped out. It was just a camera and a 2470. And I had it set at 35, and then she locked on at 35. And then my other daughter locked on at 35. And then as the contest went on, I said, you know what, just shoot any way you want, whatever you feel like doing. But anyways, the happiness and the drive and the creativity was through the roof. I have creative kids, I know that. They're both artists, and one's a very, very good artist, and I hope she follows in my footsteps and maybe takes over my business someday. I started my career as an illustrator, creative director, art director, just anything creative. And she's got that in spades, my 17-year-old. But anyway, so we went around. It's a beautiful park with a lake. There was a lot going on, being Christmas Eve, so it was easy to like sneak some portrait stuff. And one thing I don't mind doing is asking somebody like, hey, can I take a picture of you? If they don't get startled, or whatever, if you come across as not a freak or a weirdo. But yeah, I got some cool shots because I asked people, hey, can I get this shot? And one was a little kid kicking a soccer ball, cutest little kid going. Another kid just has an e-bike, and he's doing jumps over these. And I was like, hey, can I? And he's like, yeah. So anyway, so I got some action shots. They paired up. Katie and Cole went out and did their own thing. And like when I hooked up with them again, at times during walking around the park, we'd hook up again, go by the water, do whatever. They were elated. I mean, it was so funny watching how awesome and passionate they got about just being creative and doing fun stuff. So the contest didn't pan out as well because I gave some like very rudimentary instructions on how to use the camera. My one daughter's Nicole's had a flash on it, and it was too much. At times it was just too bright. It was blowing the photos out. No need for it. I wasn't able to walk them through both cameras fully. So that was on me. And then Katie, she used this one, and she had it set to manual, and the daylight shots came out great. Came out really nice. But then when it started getting darker, I should have told her to switch to automatic or walk her through how to use ISO and all that, but I didn't. There wasn't enough time. But it was just for fun anyway. So that was our first one. But my point is, I couldn't have thought of a better way to spend Christmas Eve than with my girls that I love more than anything, and just getting out there and having fun and being creative. Like they came home and they were like dying to, we downloaded them, they're going through them, we're cleaning up the images a little bit, and they had a blast. I had a blast. So I think we're gonna do this a lot more often. And if you can inspire a young one, because a lot of kids nowadays, and not my kids, they both ridiculous athletes, but there's a lot of kids sitting around doing nothing, and a TV staring at the box and just being absorbed in a lot of negative what's going on in the world today, and they just you know, get out of the house, do something. Inspire yourself to be creative or whatever it is that you know. I think it went a long way. And they were looking at their old pictures. They happened to be on the card because I never erased the card from, God knows, it could be, you know, 8, 10 years ago. I don't know. But anyways, they were old. They were little kids. And these photos were fantastic from then. And it was good to still have them. And so we downloaded them as well. But it was inspiring. And they were inspired. I was inspired. And my point is, that was my Christmas present. Seeing my kids that happy and getting after it and just having fun. And I'm just putting it out there. Maybe, you know, if you know a little kid or a young person or something and you have some kind of skill set that you could share, it's not going to hurt you to offer and say, let's get after it. Let's do something and get them out there. Because, I don't know, they need something. This younger generation, I tell stories about when I was growing up, the good and the bad. You know, I have some pretty interesting friends, interesting stories, and it was one big adventure when I was a kid. And I tell my daughter this, and she's like, all the time, she's like, oh, I wish I was, you know, I wish I was around when you were, you know, in that time. And I look at her and I'm like, I wish that for you too. There was they were more adventurous, more getting after it. Some good, some bad, but still, that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That was a dumb decision. Don't do that again. Or, you know, that was a lot of fun. Get better at it. So anyways, my point is to get out there and try to inspire younger people. And I'll put up a couple photos, like I said, and we'll have another contest, and I'll show you the 3 batches of photos and what the categories were. And maybe you guys can help me decide who wins. But anyways, all right, take care. Merry Christmas.